So today's video is going to be me talking about like the holiday makeup releases from 2020 that I remember and don't remember. So just get into it. So we're going to start with the things I don't remember. I'm going to start with Juvia's Place's Christmas collection. Did not have a clue this came out. Like, I'm not like into like Juvia's Place, like I've never really had a desire to buy anything, and I've not really. I think that it's like I usually do sort of see Juvia's Place makeup around, but didn't even know they came out with this. Next is the Colourpop Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer collection. Never heard of it, but it is neutrals with a pop of red and green, which works, but there's only one red and one green. A matte red would have been nice. Do you not remember that? But also do not remember the Colourpop Charmed. I'm sure this collection I've never heard of till now. Till I was like going through Temptalia and saw it. The colour story does look kind of good. I do like the purple colour story. Do not remember this either, but it's boring. To other people this probably isn't boring. But it's the Dior Beauty, the Altar of Dreams collection for holiday 2022. These are quad eyeshadow palettes. Great if you like neutrals and something luxury, but to me personally it's boring. And you can get a palette like that much cheaper for like the same thing. Like there are definitely like drugstore dupes. NARS's Holiday 2021 eyeshadow palette. This is so repetitive, the colours are boring. Do not remember this, probably because it's boring. Next is the MAC Hypnotizing Holiday Sets and Kit collection for Holiday 2021. This is a circle which looks very difficult to store, but I do like how colourful it looks, but a lot of matte releases I don't really have an idea about because there's so many, but the colours are kind of repetitive. Lorac have their holiday palette, very neutral, very boring with a pop of green. Probably don't remember a lot of these because they are boring for that reason. Beauty Bay Apple's palette, do not remember this. The colour story looks good, but it's the same kind of colour story as like the Midnight palette, but I prefer like Midnight. Next is the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey collection for holiday 2021. Pat McGrath, the only holiday release I sort of remember was this year's. You don't really remember it. Pat McGrath's definitely a brand I'm not like majorly interested in. I find their colour stories kind of boring. Nomad Home for the Holidays palette. Don't remember this, but that's probably because Nomad was a brand I found out this year. Like I hadn't heard of them up until now, but looks like a colourful palette. It's all shimmers, limited edition, no longer available. So now we're going to move on to a segment of holiday makeup from 2021 that I do remember. Charlotte Tilbury releases a big palette. I remember them coming out, but I don't really buy Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow, not really colourful enough for me. Too Faced Forbidden Fruitcake. I'm not really into Too Faced. This is a brand I don't really support. It's like the point where Too Faced was into those smaller palettes. Very neutral, very generic colour story. I'm not interested in, but I do remember it. Next we have the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I do like it, I do like the look of it. Would like to try Huda Beauty. Never tried it. I do like the colours, the themes does work all year round. Now this one's quite hard not to remember. The Hourglass, they released the same face palette. This is something that's never escaped my memories, like the Hourglass face palettes. I do like the look of them, would kind of like to try them, but the thing is, that's all Hourglass, I think it's kind of no for. Next is the Natasha Glam Face Holiday Palette. I remember this. Natasha, known as one of those where some palettes do appeal, but I'm not sure I'd pay their prices. Neutrals I'm not really a big fan of. Not really my thing. Like they're not as much use as like colourful shades. This I definitely remember. Next is a Too Faced Cinnamon Palette. This is neutral with a pop of purple. Boring. So your first low palette. It's just kind of boring, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.